Hey, what's up everybody? Today's video log day number 88, and for today's video I wanted to create a new site for myself. So I need to create a new site portfolio which encompasses every single thing that I'm able to do. So I'm into game design, making sprites, animations, comic illustration, um, website design, front-end website design, banner ad creations, comic illustration, if I didn't say that already, and video editing, and video production, I guess, any like motion design, things like that. So mostly everything that's like visual design. I'm just trying to think of like a good way to do my portfolio, and I always like to make something that's very creative. I always like to do something that's different. I feel like I need to make something that's cool. Or it's not cool, but it's just something that's, creative to me. So for this video, I'm just trying to think of something, that encompasses all the things that I do. So I guess I should just make it a quick menu, right? So we could start with some text. So at least we're blocking out what information we need to display. And then we'll know if it fits properly in the width. So I'm setting this up for a 720 width. So this way it prints nice and easily onto a piece of paper. And a 72 DPI. I don't know why that works, but for some reason when I go to hit print, it works. So I'm going to stick with that. So let's see. We've got illustration. And we've got animation. We've got digital advertising, and let's see, I should make this font a little smaller so it fits. Boop. Alright. I should change my illustration to comic illustration, animation, digital advertising, motion design, video editing, game sprite design, game sprite design, game sprite art, user UI. I guess people know what UI is, hopefully. And web design. And I should get rid of these all caps because that's annoying and it takes up a lot more room. So there we go. That's what we have so far. And we'll make this none, so this way there's no anti-aliasing. So this is set to Arial. So there we go. Alright. Yeah, I do a lot of stuff. It's pretty cool. So the reason why I'm making this new site is because I'm looking for a job. I've been out of work since November of 2015. And so I'm trying to find a new job doing some cool work. And I've got a whole huge skill set, things I know how to do and things I really like doing. So I gotta make a site that encompasses all of it. And it's really difficult. There's a lot of people who specialize in doing one thing, and their portfolio can show things in that way. But for someone who does a lot more, how can I make my design look even cooler? So, sorry. Let me get back to my sketch layer. Go sketch layer. Alright, so let's say, for example, we have a bubble system. How many of these things do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so then we can create 8 bubbles, maybe? It's not really fitting out too well. Shploop. Oh. And there we go. Beavis? Why didn't that move? Oh, V. There we go. Like without another layer. Boing. Sketch. Boxes. And then we could do another one down below. And then I guess I could put little thumbnail graphics inside of each one, and then maybe my menu system can be comic illustration, and then we could put a sample sample image. In each one. So comic illustration, animation. Yeah, that one's harder because this one should be animated. So we should have an animated GIF or something in here. That'd be sort of cool. Digital advertising. So I could do that, and we could put like a 300 by 250 cube in here or something like that, and maybe just do like a demo. Maybe that'll have like a little bit of animation too. So another .gif. So GIF, and then we've got motion design. And for that, that's like, I use like After Effects to create like title sequences. Moving products into display for like a product video, or it could just be, again, it's like animation, but more it's about like moving graphics. Some people call it motion graphics, because the difference between motion design to me, or motion graphics, and animation, like I'm talking, I guess like animation here would be like character animation, or like, oh, you know what? Here, I'll make it cartoon animation. This way you totally will know when will be cartoon, and then this is motion design. So motion design or motion graphics. It's a freaking long name, but it's hard to figure out which one it is. Motion graphics, motion design. I like motion graphics. I think that's cool, because you're talking about graphics, and it doesn't always mean that you're making a cool design or something. It just means that, there could be like a light animated or something, and it's not really noticeable, but it's still a graphic. So maybe someone needs like a bat flying, so I could animate a bat and have it fly over somebody. I don't know, but I think that's an idea. So this could be another .gif. Alright, so another animated GIF. Alright. For some reason I feel like I messed this up. Comic illustration, animation, digital advertising, motion design. Okay, I see. It's just that the user interface one is a very small link. Video editing. Okay, maybe I could just show like a thumbnail of movie clips or something with like little play symbols inside of it. And then maybe I'll do like a YouTube video showing like how I do video editing with Adobe Premiere. Alright, so the next thing will be game sprite art. And so, yeah, I've been creating games. I know how to do, I can export sprite sheets for animation, so that's pretty cool. So maybe I could just show a couple different things in here. And so this is, alright, so we have a 720 width, so our workspace is here to here. It's about 180 pixel columns let's say. And then really, if we want to space it out nicely with 20 pixels separating each one, what do I say, 180? So 180, okay, so let's say this is 20, 20, 20. And then let's say we have 20 on the sides, so this way it's nicely bordered. Boom, boom, boom. So we've got 180, 180, 180. I know this sketch isn't quite right. Okay, so that's not 180. Sorry. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. So we have 100 out of our 720, so it leaves us with 620. So 620 in half is 310, which then becomes 155. Alright, so we have 155 pixels for each one of these. And if I were to do it at a 16:9 ratio, 16:9. Okay, what did I say it was? 155. So we'll just change this to 155. So we have an 87 height. Okay. 155 by 87. So now we're getting into really blocking this out for my graphics. Alright. Is that right? This doesn't feel like it's going to be enough. Alright, it's not quite there yet. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So if I click this and put my mouse here, it should say 20. Good, it does. Alright, and then we'll Alt and then Shift, and there we go. I like this new spacing that Photoshop does, pretty cool. But I feel like this is not right. Is this 19 pixels? Is that why it's not seeming right? Of course, it doesn't want to really help me out. Alright, so put that over 20 pixels. Cool. Yeah, we got the spacing correct. We're good. Alright, so now I just have to make little graphics that fit into each of these little spaces. And we should be good. So now we make 2 rows of that. So now we're blocking things out, but I still have to come up with a cool design. The name of my company is the Line Detail Drawing Company, and I came up with the name of this company back in the day because my architecture teacher, and I feel bad for saying this because I don't know 100% sure which one it was. It was either Mr. Orr or Mr. Shiflett. My architecture. I have a feeling it was Mr. Shiflett. And I had done like a cool sketch of a house that I had drawn. And he said, "Oh man, you have great line detail." And I felt so proud of that at the time. And I went to go create a screen name to use on the internet. And it just so happened that line detail fit in the exact amount of characters that you could use for a username. So I think it is 10 characters, I think. So yeah, so 10 characters, and then after using that as my online handle, a lot of people just nicknamed me Line because saying line detail was too long, and I really like Line. I thought it was a really cool name, especially because I'm an illustrator. And so now you got a little bit of a backstory. I don't know if I mentioned it in my first video for my video blog, but there you go. So anyhow, yeah, so back to the site. So the company, I ended up making a company, the Line Detail Drawing Company, all thanks to my professor. And it's not, I'm not incorporated or anything like that. I'm just doing business as. They call it a DBA acronym. And so I've always come up with ideas of illustration, and back in the day when I was first starting out, I started making theme-based website designs, and I still like to do that. I think it's really cool, like whatever business you're in, to make like a cool theme-based site. So whenever someone comes to your landing page, it's not just like a parallax scrolling and just photos of the work that you've done, but like the site actually has a look and feel of whatever it is the product is. So I once made a site that looked like a vending machine for a guy that I don't know if he rented or leased out vending machines in in different environments like a mall or an office space, and then he made money off of the vending and gave like a profit share, I'm not sure, to the people that were renting it. But I thought that was pretty cool. The whole interface even had, little buttons that made little click sounds. Everything was, just right. The bottom footer of the site even had like a little area where can of soda and like a bag of chips were in. And I thought that was pretty cool. I really like doing things like that. And I don't know. So yeah, I want to make something that's a little themed. So even though this is illustrated, or even though this is blocked out, I still want to make something that's pretty neat. So let me see. Let's get back to this. So I did my sizes. I guess I can hide my sizes. Let me rename this. What the heck is going on? For some reason this thing is stuck. Let's resize this bad boy. Alright, sizes out. So, our important thing is we gotta put our logo in there. So I never really made a logo for myself aside from using like a Times New Roman type font. I always liked it. I'm a big fan of the store Banana Republic, so I think that's where I put this to use. And I feel like it also had like an old like letterpress sort of look, like newspapers. I don't know. It was slightly classy, regal. I liked it. I wish I could make my own font, but I don't know how to do that yet. One day I will. And then I'll have something cool. I can like do my own comic strips or comic books with my own font. That'd be pretty cool, right? Alright, so, whoops, I just dragged something. I don't know what I dragged. Alrighty, so we've got this menu system, and we can bring this down here, and we can space all of this out. Boop, boop, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And I'll go through each one, delete all the text out, return it to a point text, and the reason why we're doing it to point text is because then I'm going to easily align it to the boxes that I've created above. That's going to have my thumbnails inside of it. Did I do that for this one? Not yet. Okay, convert to point text. Game sprite design, video editing. So, and I apologize if you find this at all boring. I thought, maybe someone would find it interesting that, is into creating sites. And so the other thing, or the other reason why I'm making this site in this width also is, I've done like email newsletters too. And I found that when you go to print an email newsletter that's X width, your printer will say something like, oh, it's going to clip it. So if it's going to clip it and somebody doesn't know to select to scale the print of the page, then they're going to get cut off. And they didn't mean to do it intentionally. They maybe just don't know about printing, how to use their printer. And, it's not often that someone goes and prints a web page, as far as I know. But if they do, mine will be in the page. Woohoo! Okay. And I learned that because of doing email newsletters. It's funny how you stumble upon something. And I guess, I don't know, I really shouldn't be apologizing for these things. This is my blog, I could do whatever I want, but I guess I should apologize that I'm not doing another piece of patch art or sprite animation like I had been for like the last 3-4 days. But I'll do it again, no worries. If you guys request stuff, I really want requests, because if you guys are paying attention to my blog, it's, I'd like to feed you with stuff that you like to see. So if you see something, or you want something in particular that you'd like me to put in my blog, let me know. I don't mind doing something by request. I think it's fun. I was talking to a friend of mine today, and, he was like, oh, I've got 24 followers on Twitter. And I said, oh, you're a celebrity now, you know, and I was partially joking, but in actuality, I mean, if it wasn't for the internet and newspapers and, you know, things that help people get around to being known, you know, if you lived in like a small town, 24 people is like a good amount of people that know your work, you know. You should be proud of that. At least 24 people are interested in you. You know, there's people who don't even have a follower or subscriber or anything at all. So I appreciate people who are interested in what I do, and I'd like to make stuff for you and then make it worth sharing. Because if you guys are following and think that my work is worth looking at, maybe something that I create for you, or, you know, you might think is worth sharing with other people that have similar interests. And that's great all around. We're getting to share, I'm getting to create something that's fun and something that you enjoy, and then we get to share with other people, and hopefully they share with other people as well. Then that's how trends start. You know, we create something that's new. And I'm all about creating stuff that's new. So, here we go. So we got our comic illustration. So I'll call these link texts. And I'm just doing this because I want to, you know, set everything up, get all the colors right. I'm a black and white sort of guy, so maybe we'll just stick with doing an illustration sort of thing. It's wild. I'm a wild and crazy guy. Yeah, make it look nice though, right? I guess I did not hit shift like I thought I did. Comic illustration by Okay, so Sketchbox is out. Alright, so now we've blocked out something here. We got a sort of logo going on. Cool. So, there we go. And then we can put a little synopsis, little text area. This is filler text, and I will put a synopsis. I don't even know if that's the right thing about my company, or I should say about my work. Okay. And then we can just copy and paste the crap out of it until it fills up the text field. And set this to auto because it'll be adjusted later anyway. Alright. Okay. If you guys are designers out there, let me know what you guys think about, you know, the latest in CSS and HTML and stuff like that. I know on Mac's fonts can look nice, and Windows the fonts can look nice too if you have like this anti-aliasing turned on. But for people who don't have anti-aliasing turned on, and whatever the special text way of showing text on web pages is done, like, then the text doesn't look good at all. It looks very edgy. I don't know if edgy is the right word, but pixelated. And if you don't space things out just right, sometimes dark text shows up on dark backgrounds or photos that have like pieces of darkness, so the contrast isn't right, so you can't even read it. So if you're a designer and you know what I'm talking about, let me know your insight on that and how you go about fixing it. Back in the day, I really loved using Adobe Flash to make sites and using it for my text, because you got real, you know, total control of how the text would look. And you can still do it with graphics using like a JPEG image, but you know, if you want your text to be readable by search engines and search engine optimization, all that kind of stuff, then it has to be regular text. But if you use CSS text, sometimes the text just doesn't look as good as you expect it to look. Alright, so I got an about. I don't know, so maybe I'll do like some sort of cool illustration. I don't know, I feel like that's, the main thing for me is to have some sort of illustration thing. So I could make something cool down here, something that's sketching ideas. It could be anything, right? Alright. I don't know what this is. Squiggly lines. Could be a person's face. Ah! Yeah, because no matter which artwork, which type of design that I do in any of these things around here, it's all going to start with, thumbnail ideas, a little drawing that says, hey, let's begin our little animation. We got two characters and they're talking to each other and they're saying, hi! You know what I'm saying? So it all starts like that. So I think that's one of the cool things about my company name too, Line Detail Drawing Company. We come up with ideas from scratch, we draw it up, we go from concept to completion, and try to make cool things. Anyhow, I guess that's it for my my brainstorming for my site design for today. I just want to do something to get started, and then tomorrow or the day after or something like that, we'll just make something more polished. Anyhow, that's news for now. This is video day number 88, and I'll speak to you next time. Feel free to subscribe and leave comments. I appreciate any comments, and subscribes are always welcome. And if you want to share this video or share my blog or whatever, share anything of my stuff, because I'm looking for work, and I'd greatly appreciate it, if you can help me out. I've been out of work since November 2015, so really could use something. All right, thanks. Peace.